After the hurricane swept me off my feet, and I learned to swim against the tides, my mind shut off and I started to see what wasn't there, made stories from thin air, danced in the silence of a room. I noticed me from a bird's eye view. The distance kept me safe, and the distractions were an escape. All those around me couldn't take from me, couldn't make or break me. Nothing faced me. I've seen it all. I go to funerals and I empathize, unaware and unbothered. Chalk it up to, it's just a cycle of life. I don't shed a tear. I look upon death without fear. Come on, I taunt. Now is the time to strike. I'm offering and willing. Take the fatal bite. Instead of life in heaven or in hell, shadows haunt my walls. Their stare roaming, waiting for me to fall. As time goes on, the shadows, they ask for their compensation. I request an allowance, a pass, but it's long overdue. How could I be in debt? Is it fair to pay for the disruption of my home? I swam against oceans. I cowered in terror in the flood. Anger consumes me. It's a dear friend for a time, but an enemy in the long run. It wounds me with regret. Its debris causes me grief. I didn't take out the loan, yet it is I who pays the price. Whoever said life was fair, you give and you give until you yourself are stripped bare. I survived against those tides. I stood inside that storm. The shadows, they show no remorse. They show no pity. They look at me with disgust. They say, "You're a coward. Never had courage. Never learned to stand." Do they know? Survival teaches you to run. They still make me dig my knees in the dirt, facing the sun in the darkness. All of a sudden, the dreaded suffering becomes the age of enlightenment. In the dirt, I find my grace. I find my will. I find my reason. I find what brings me joy again. What I've lost in the hurricane and tides is now unearthed by my bare hands. It feels good to be reunited with what I once had, but never knew was taken. Finally, I worked with the shadows, paid the overdues. I learned to work with the grain. The shadows may be unforgiving, but I learned to forgive anyways. For what's empathy if there's none for yourself to give? I learned to care and admit it too. I learned to heal and acknowledge the wound. I learned to fight in the midst of tears, knowing that the process comes with its tough years. Freeing the bird for the first time, I plug myself into the earth. I take in the sights. I notice my breath against the window, the vibrant, colorful scenes, the wind in my hair, the dirt beneath my feet. The price I paid is not a bid I would have ever made. Yet it gave me something I could never buy. It gave me my peace of mind.